Hi, Russ. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Welcome to VladTV.
Thank you.
Hey, so a lot has happened. Let's
Yep.
start from the beginning. So you were born in Jersey,
Correct.
and you traveled a lot. You lived in so many different states. Tell me about that. How was that growing up?
It was cool. I remember not liking it though when it was happening, because I was moving at like super hard times to be moving, like moving right when you're going into high school and shit like that. But it was cool.
Yeah. And your background, you're Sicilian.
Yeah.
So tell me about that. Like, what's your family like? Like, are you like
Uh,
really?
yeah, that's super like big, uh, super big like Italian Sicilian family. Lots of shit talking, lots of
Lots of
food.
food.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you been there? Do you
Yeah, I've been to,
travel?
yeah, I've been to Sicily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you eventually moved from, where was the last place you were at before you moved to Georgia?
North Carolina.
So how was that transition like?
That was the one where it was like that was like the least fond I was of all the moves because it was like going into high school. So yeah, but it was cool. I was always like super good at just making friends quick. So like I adjusted. It was cool.
Yeah, and then you ended up in Atlanta. That
Right.
must have been a culture shock.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
So, I mean, with the music scene down there booming, what was your inspiration as far as like what got you rapping and producing?
It wasn't really anything with Atlanta that made it do it because I was like writing raps in my notebook when I was 7. You know what I'm saying? Before I was ever even in Atlanta. I think that music just got into me. You know what I'm saying? Like, why else do you do something when you're 7? You know what I mean? It's like a natural, I don't know, it was just like a bug that bit me when I was 7. I don't know. It was always just in me.
Yeah. How did you know you were musically inclined?
I don't think I did know. I think that I just loved it so much. You know what I'm saying? Because it used to sound super terrible. Super terrible. So it's like, you could say I wasn't musically inclined. Like, if I played you my beats from when I was 14, it would be like, I don't know about this.
Producing, how did you get into doing that, and at what age? Because a lot of times some people start playing the piano, drums, whatever, and then, they go right into like programming beats and stuff.
Yeah. I started making beats when I was 14. So I'm 24 now, so it's been like 10 years. I don't know, that was just something I stumbled onto on we had we had one computer in the house and it was a Mac. It was like a super old one and it had GarageBand on it. And so like I just stumbled onto it and I was just making shit on that. And then like, one of my like best friends at the time was making beats like on Fruity Loops down the street. So like we would just hang out and make beats and shit together and then it kind of just turned into its own thing.
Yeah. And a lot of times people they like to dabble with music. There's so many rappers here in the streets, so many producers.
Right.
What made you feel like you could really do this for a career?
I just always thought I was the best at everything. Even shit that I had like no business doing. Like even if I was just like playing soccer for the first time, I'd be talking shit to all the soccer kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I always just had that unremovable stain of self-confidence. So I don't know, even when it was sounding terrible, like I thought that shit was the best sounding shit ever and it was terrible.
Yeah. I mean, did any of your friends try to discourage you or your family try to discourage you from
Nah,
like
my family
pursuing
didn't.
it?
My family didn't, but yeah, there was people like at school that would just talk shit, but they're broke and they live 9-to-5 lives now. That's terrible.
How often do you get like the DMs like, "Hey, you remember me?"
I actually get them a lot now, which is super fun. Super fun.
So I mean, you you do that. You're 14. You get better at it through time, and I guess your plan B, because you wanted to do music full time, was college. Let's talk about
no.
that. What was your major?
No, I didn't have a plan
And
B. There was no plan B.
and you just decided to go to college.
Yeah, well, I went to college just because that was the shit that you do, I guess. You know what I mean? But it was more so like I was going to college to like appease my parents. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I was there for like, thing with school, it was always so easy for me, right? Like, just humbly speaking, it was always super easy. So that was always my problem in school, is that I would always be talking and getting thrown out of class for talking, because I'd be finishing the work super quick. I'd be getting A's in the class, so the teacher couldn't tell me shit. And then I'd be getting kicked out for talking. Like, I came in like second to most likely to make a teacher retire in high school. That's the type of student I was. You know what I mean? So like, with college, it was the same shit. It was super, super easy. Like, I had straight A's at midterm, and then by midterm, I was just like, fuck this. I'm just gonna sit in my dorm and make beats and shit. And that was that. And I didn't like ever go to class after that.
What was your parents' reaction when you dropped out?
Super upset. Super upset.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And how long did it take before you popped off after dropping out?
4 years. That's why I always say, like, while people put in their 4 years in college, I put in my 4 years, like those 4 years that you were spending taking classes, trying to figure out what you wanted to do. I dropped out because I knew what I wanted to do. So I went and got real life experience in the shit that I was trying to do. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
And what was the process like for that?
Just constantly in the studio. You know what I'm saying? Like, dropping 11 albums, you know what I mean? Like, in a span of 2 years. You know what I mean? Like, produced, mixed, master, engineer, written by me. So it's like that constant, lock yourself in and do this one thing repeatedly for years is like, some shit's gonna shake from that. Yeah.
Now let's talk about, like, after 4 years of the grind, 11 albums within 2 years, you know, that one song or songs that popped.
Right.
You know, your SoundCloud went off. You didn't. You weren't signed.
Right.
You know, you're starting to do tours and stuff like that. Let's talk about that experience.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I dropped 11 albums, and like, I was kind of still sitting there like, this isn't where I want it to be. I still have 100 followers. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I got to switch up the approach. So I started dropping a song a week on SoundCloud for like a year and a half, almost 2 years.
Right.
And I would say like probably 8 months in, 9 months into that whole process is when it started to kind of like pick up a little bit, and like industry people started reaching out, whatever. I linked up with like now who's my super dope director, Edgar, and we shot like some videos to like some big songs from my SoundCloud. Linked with Kara Lewis, best booking agent in the world. And yeah, shit just kind of like did what it did organically. I think with the shit that I believe in, when you're trying to like pierce through a surface, right? And the surface is on the other side of it is your whole dreams being actualized and all that shit. People don't, the reason why people give up, because they don't know where that surface is. You don't know when it's gonna happen. You just have to have faith that it is gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? People just give up, and sometimes they're like right there. So my whole shit was like, at some point, I knew the universe was gonna have to spread the legs and let me fuck, period. So I was going, and then at some point it just pierced through, and then it was over after that.
Not hypothetically, let's say it didn't take 4 years, right? What happened if it took an additional like 8 years, or, you know, do you think that you would have just kept on pushing?
Absolutely. I'm a psycho, absolutely. At the end of the day, like, we all die at the end of this shit, right? Period. And you don't have that much of a window to do really what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you're between 0 and fucking 15, you can't really be doing that much shit. You know what I mean? And then, like, fucking 40 and on, you can't do that much shit. So you got like a 25-year window to really crush shit. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, absolutely. I'm trying to fucking do as much shit as I can. So
as far as outdoing yourself, how do you see yourself outdoing your work for the next project, I guess?
Just literally like staying in the studio, getting better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you go from taking 100 jump shots a day to 200, your jump shot is gonna get better inevitably. So just stay practicing.
Right. And you seem like fearless. You don't give a fuck about industry politics, which even like the big stars worry about.
I mean, I give like, you know how I give a fuck is I give a fuck when they start like clouding what the fuck is really going on. So that industry politics shit, when it starts looking like that's really what it is, it's like, nah, these motherfuckers are not really selling out these venues. You gotta link up with 8 other artists to sell out a venue I sold out by myself. Stop acting like you're popping, you're not. That's industry politics shit though. To the people, it's like, oh, to the people, you're popping because you're doing this venue, and like the venue's a dope venue, but it's like, in reality, it's you and 8 other quote unquote popping artists. If you cannot sell that shit out, all y'all gotta retire. That's pathetic. That's pathetic. That's pathetic because I got into this shit looking at these people like superheroes. So I guess that was naive of me. But then you come to find out Superman bleeds, and this shit is a lie. He doesn't actually have a cape. You know what I'm saying? And it's like he has a stunt double and shit. Like that's what like getting behind the scenes of the industry is like. Is learning that Superman has a stunt double.
Right.
That's what it is.
Were you disappointed when you finally got to cross that line and see what it's like, see the smoking mirrors and stuff?
Yes, super disappointed. And I think anyone would be disappointed if like, it's kind of like when you're a little kid and you think Santa Claus is real. You're disappointed when you find out it's not. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's the same shit. It's like, that's why they say ignorance is bliss. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't even know if I want to meet all my favorite artists and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't know if I want to know the secrets and the this and the, you know what I mean? Like, let me keep you as this unicorn ass thing. Because so much of this shit is getting ruined for me because I'm seeing the truth behind it all.
Right. And that's what I wanted to ask you too, because I feel like that too, as far as meeting someone that I admire. Then when I finally meet them and they're like not really cool, they're just like very distant and just awkward, it makes me not want to listen to their music. Have you had that experience?
No, not with me meeting artists, but like me knowing what's going on with their entire shit behind scenes it's the same effect. It's like, yeah, but that shit you're talking about in your songs, or that like shit you're posting up on your Instagram or whatever, I know what's really going on. So it loses authenticity for me, and it's like, I can't listen to your shit like that.
Damn. And you don't have to name names, but was there anybody specific that, you know, that you looked up to as far as producing or even like rapping?
No, it's not anyone specific. It's more like this whole game is not what the fuck it looks like. You know what I'm saying? Like, majority of these people are not paid. You know what I'm saying? Majority of these people are not actually popping. They just get talked about in the media, and they're broke. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but the world, like when you're like looking at it from like a 17-year-old kid's perspective, trying to get in the rap game, you're like, damn, like these people are so popping. Like, what a sick life. I want to be doing that shit. Like, and you're paid, whatever. But it's like, you're not. You're not that paid. You're not that popping. You can't sell tickets. You don't sell music. Like, everything is rented. You owe people money. It's all like, it's really not what the fuck it looks like. You know what I'm saying? It's really not what the fuck it is. And like, people can get mad at me for saying the fucking truth, but I don't give a fuck, because I can say the truth. Why? Because I actually have the truth that they're trying to portray. I'm actually living it. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I really do sell out these shows by myself. I really did the Nokia Theater by myself. 2,500 people, no openers, no debut, sold out at 2 o'clock in the fucking morning. You know what I'm saying? I really went to Montreal by myself. 2,800 people, no openers. I really sold out Beirut, Lebanon, 3,000 people. I went to Tunisia, Africa, sold it out by myself. You feel me? So like, I can talk whatever the fuck shit I want to talk. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And I make my own money. You know what I'm saying? My catalog makes 100 bands a month. I can talk whatever shit I want to talk. You know what I'm saying? Because until y'all can talk to me on a relatability level, then I don't give a fuck. I really don't. I'm gonna always say the truth.
As far as analytically, right?
Yeah.
Your fan base, where do you see the most receptive audience?
It's like, the beautiful thing is like, it's like evenly spread out. You know what I'm saying? Like, LA is crazy, but the Middle East is bananas. Like, Saudi Arabia, it's fucking huge. Like, Dubai, it's massive. You know what I'm saying? Like, Belgium, it's huge. You know what I mean? Like, I sold out 1,100 people in Belgium in May when I had 20,000 followers by myself. So now, like, and here's the thing, right? Let me say this. For all the people who, like, might think that 1,100 people is not a lot of people and 2,000 people is not a lot of people, and why are you talking like that? This is the shit that I'm saying, though. You think it's not a lot of people because you think that all these artists are doing that. No, there's about 2% of rappers who can put up a link to a show and sell hard tickets, 2,000 of them in your city, and sell it out by themselves. There's about 2%. Seriously. Drake, Kendrick, Cole. Those motherfuckers can do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's probably some other ones too, but off the top of my head, those motherfuckers can. But, like, the reason why I'm mentioning those numbers, motherfuckers in rappers know the shit I'm talking about. G-Eazy can do that shit. Logic can do that shit. These type of rappers that have real fan bases can do that shit. But, like, rappers know what I'm talking about. Rappers know that it's hard to sell 2,000 tickets by yourself. They know what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about a comment that you made in a recent interview where you said every year the industry falls for 3 pump fakes.
Facts. Facts.
Can you elaborate on that for our audience?
God, y'all got me going off and shit. Man, I was trying to be cool in these interviews. I was trying to switch up my whole vibe and be cool and not be coming at these rappers and shit.
I'm not making you go off.
No, I know. You're just asking questions. You're asking the right questions to make me say real wild shit, which is good.
I'm not.
That's good. No, I mean, there's pump fakes every year. Everyone knows the pump fakes. Like, that's the thing. Everyone knows the pump fakes. Everyone. And we fought for it because it's safe. You know what I'm saying? And it's cool for the summertime or whatever. But every year there's 3 people that don't even make it out of the summertime, let alone into the next year. But the whole, like, the hip-hop media wants to talk about these people as if they're really going to be here next year. And it's like, y'all still haven't learned? Y'all still falling for this shit? It's like, whatever. Y'all can, like, that's what, you know, it's like, people will say, Russ is bitter. Russ is this. Like, why are you so bitter? You sound bitter. I'm not bitter. My life is what these rappers wish their life was, a lot of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, not all of them, but there's a lot of rappers that wish they could post up a link for a tour and sell out 2,000 people in every city. There's a lot of rappers that wish they had a catalog outside of the label that the label can't touch that makes $100,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of rappers that wish they were doing the shit I'm doing. I'm not bitter. I'm just passionately speaking on the culture that I love, period.
Do you feel like the direction of music now kind of like fell off as far as like producing legendary artists compared to, you know, the 90s where, you know, you can
let me say this too. Let me say this too. A lot of the shit that I be talking about in interviews, the people aren't going to get it, right? Because it's almost like you're standing on the outside looking in. So you don't really know what's going on. I'm one of you guys though. I was on the outside looking in like 7 months ago, 8 months ago. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm fresh from the outside, got in this shit, and not only got in this shit, but got in it kind of like quick to a cool level where it's like I was instantly already doing 2,000 people, blah, 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 whatever. Money started being crazy instantly because of a real fan base, not because of some facade shit. So I'm in here like, yo, everyone back out there, this shit is whack. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to explain to y'all, like, this isn't what it seems, but people are not gonna really understand what I'm talking about. Cause to them, it still is the facade. But rappers and shit, and the industry people, they know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. And that's why, like, I can say whatever I want, cause I'm not bitter. My life is great. Ain't got shit to be bitter about. You know what I'm saying?
Is that what people tell you all the time? Like, I mean, like.
Yeah, because you gotta understand, right?
Haters.
You gotta understand, it's too early for me to be talking shit. That's people's perspective. Cause, we don't know who you are. The hip hop media doesn't know who you are. You're not talked about on all this shit, so why are you talking this much shit? I'm talking this much shit because look at my life. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking this much shit because I'm doing really, really, really dreams into reality shit on a major scale. That's why I'm talking shit, because I can back it up. I'm not, my shit talking isn't empty based. You know what I'm saying? But if I don't know who you are and you're talking shit like you have 10 rings, it might be like, what are you so bitter about? But then when you really look into it and it's like, yo, real shit, like he has some shit to be proud of, period. So like, rappers talk more shit than I do with less than I have. So it's just because like, I'm not talked about in the media. I'm not all over these blogs and publications. So you like, who is this dude just talking crazy that I've never even heard about before? It's like, that's cool. You don't have to have heard about me, but I bet you I can come to your city and sell out 2,000 people. So that's fine. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, 2,000 people may not seem like a lot of people to the public, but like I said, go ask any rapper how difficult it is to sell out 2,000 people. There's not too many rappers that can just do that by themselves with no debut out. You know what I'm saying? There's really not that can sell
Right.
hard tickets. That's why rappers stay in the club doing club appearances because they can't sell tickets.
Besides like the SoundCloud approach, releasing one song per week,
Yeah.
what else were you doing to get people's attention?
Literally that. Just that.
Just that.
Just that.
Did you approach any artists or like any
No.
labels to
No.
pitch yourself?
No. I didn't do, that's the thing with me, that's what I pride myself on, is that what you see is what you get. There was no fake industry bullshit going on behind the scenes where it's like, damn, like, how'd you just get popping like that? Like, you must have had, nah. I was sitting in the basement with no industry people on my phone, dropping a song a week from the basement and going to sleep and waking up and hoping it had a million plays. And it didn't, and then finally it started getting a million plays after about fucking 50 weeks in a row. That's it. There was no facade. There was no bullshit. It was literally just consistency.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We interview a lot of people from Atlanta, and a lot of times, to me at least, when I talk to them, it seems like Atlanta is so small, the music scene.
Yeah.
They all know each other, and like
Right.
a lot of times of them getting on is because they had a cosign from this person to that person.
Right.
Did you know anybody?
No. I knew
Any, like-
no one. Like, literally no one. That's the thing. Like, when I say I knew no one, it's like I didn't know anyone. I'm not one of these people who had like, ooh, I got this crazy industry connection. I got this. I know him. My dad went to school with this label guy. I didn't know no one. I wasn't on the scene in Atlanta. I didn't know shit. I didn't know anyone to be on the scene with. I was sitting in my house in my boy's basement making songs, uploading them. That's what I was doing.
Right.
Yeah.
And did you perform any shows?
Yeah, I would be doing like, we would go up to like the colleges and do shows at fraternity basements, like a bunch of drunk kids and shit. And like we would try and throw our own show in the city at like, you know, like the Masquerade and shit like that. But I mean, like 4 people were showing up, 20 people would be showing up. So that's why, like, that's the other thing why I appreciate this shit so much, is because now I go to Atlanta and I do shows at the same venues that I had 4 people coming to, and now they're sold out and it's 1,000 people, and you know, it's dope.
You had any awkward experiences at those performances?
No,
The
that's
ones
the thing. Like,
before.
I'm just not an awkward person, so that's the thing. Like, there'd be 4 people in the crowd, I'd be lit. I was like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I was turned up. So yeah, I didn't give a fuck.
Now, how was your first experience opening up your first big show? How did that make you feel inside?
My first big show that I opened up for, I'm trying to think what it was. My first time ever on stage was supposed to be like a big show, because it was at the Tabernacle, and like my boy was throwing these events in the city where like they were called like round 2, round 3, round 4, whatever. And so it was supposed to be super turned up. It was supposed to be like a sold out 2,500 people shit. But got on stage and there was like 100 people there, so it wasn't anything. But I think your instincts take over. You know what I'm saying? Like, you'd be surprised what you're actually able to do once you're like forced to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, once you're thrown in the fire, you'd be surprised what, like, you know, what instincts and adrenaline can do for you.
Right, right. I mean, there's no gimmicks. It seems like you're not the gimmick type.
No, not at all. I hate that. Hate that.
And Russ, what is that your name, or
Yeah.
how did that come?
Yeah, that's my
And
name.
you
No
didn't
superhero names I'm hiding behind. That's my name.
Did anybody try to give you like W something else?
No, not at all. But it's
No?
funny, like when I was first making beats, I was going by DJ Ripley, even though I was not
What?
DJing at all. It's just like, but it was just like, I was the kid who no one thought I would be making beats. So it was like, believe it or not, like super whack, but also super epic, because the message was
Where did
always
that come from?
the Ripley's Believe It or Not shit. Remember the show Ripley's Believe It or Not?
Yeah. And that just came
Yeah,
out
that
of
was
nowhere. You were just like, let me just call myself that. Okay, all right.
Yeah, it was cool.
So
Yeah.
So how did your deal with Columbia come about? And I want to know, you've been dubbed the DIY pioneer. So like, let's
Yes.
talk about that.
The deal with Columbia came about because I was putting out hella shit and I was selling out tours and I was charting on iTunes, and there was like certain like tastemakers or whatever, like Kylie Jenners of the world, like playing the music on their Snapchat and shit like that. So, you know, all the labels were reaching out. And I just didn't want to sign with the label till I had leverage, right? So like, I was like, cool, y'all can reach out, but I'm not talking to y'all right now because I want to go sell out my own tours. I want to I want to prove to myself as much shit as I can so that when I do get with a label, I'm not attributing any of my success to them other than what I should be attributing their shit to. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to make sure that, like, nah, the reason why I'm selling out tours is because I'm selling out tours. The reason why my songs have millions of plays is because I'm getting millions of plays. Like, these people drop one song and go get with a label, and it's like, all right, but like, you think that the reason why you're doing anything is because of a label. You don't have any clear idea of how much power you actually have. You know what I mean? So I just waited till I got leverage, and then I talked to all the labels, and I went with Columbia because it just felt right, intuition.
Right.
Yeah.
And let's go back to the part where you were talking about, Kylie Jenner's,
Yeah.
the Kylie Jenners, playing your music.
Yeah.
How did that make you feel seeing celebrities react to your music?
Super cool. I got a lot of cool points with my little sister with that. Yeah.
I mean, you had a co-sign from Kylie. Your DMs were popping. Must have been.
Yeah, it was cool. It was definitely fresh. Shout out to Kylie.
Right.
Low-key one of the best A&Rs in the game.
For the label situation, a lot of artists these days, they claim to be independent or they are independent. And you have you talked about it.
Yeah.
And you kind of exposed some people.
Right.
Well, you didn't expose anyone necessarily, but talk about that.
I be just shitting on these people so much. I mean, like, the just reality, right, is that when it's like playing basketball in high school or playing sports in high school, and you know you're more talented than the other kid who's starting, but you also know that his dad is giving the most money to the fundraiser, or his dad is best friends with the coach, and they went to school together. So you're not gonna start, not because you're not better, but because of, like, politics shit. So my whole shit was, once I got behind the scenes, like, once you get behind the closed doors of the industry and you start really seeing, like, I was like, when I was going talking with labels, they would be telling me about artists that have been signed to them for 7 months and still haven't said anything and are still, like, telling their fans that they're independent. And, like, number one, you're lying to your fans. Number two, you're trying to say that you did what the fuck I did. It's like, I've used the analogy before, but it's like, it's the army vets who see people wearing fake army uniforms and they snap, because it's like, you don't get to wear that shit because you didn't actually do that. So stop fucking saying that you did what I did, because you didn't. And you're insulting the people who are actually doing it 100% independent. That's just my whole shit with that.
Yeah, and as far as being independent, you have, like, it's really hard for someone who's independent to, like, get Grammy nods and shit like that. So how did you feel seeing Chance get recognition at this year's Grammys?
It was dope.
Yeah. Do you see that happening for you?
Yeah.
I mean, aside from you being signed.
I'm winning the most Grammys of all time, 100%.
Yeah.
And, like, that's the thing. People will get mad that I'll say some shit like that, but it's like, am I not supposed to fuck with myself? Am I not supposed to want to be number one? You know what I'm saying? So I don't give a fuck. I'm getting the most fucking Grammys, period.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're very competitive, it seems.
I'm competitive with myself. I don't give a fuck what other people are doing. I'm competitive with myself. I'm trying to always outdo my last song. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to beat what I think is the best in my head.
Why should we blame producers instead of rappers for whack songs?
See, people think that, like, you blame the rappers for the state of hip hop. Rappers are not making the music. You gotta blame the producers. Producers are making whack shit. If all I do is rap, I'm a vocalist, and a producer sends me a pack of 20 beats and they're all whack and they all sound the same, I'm just fucked. I gotta pick the best of the worst. It's not the rapper's fault. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen to the beats. Because look who is holding down hip hop. Dre, Scott Storch, Timbaland, Pharrell, Just Blaze, Swiss Beats. There were so many dope, like, making dope, real fucking hip hop shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, real dope music shit. And, like, they kind of just fell back, you know what I'm saying, for, like, their own reasons. And those are legends, but, like, you know what I'm saying, I don't see hella just Dre beats surfing around, or Kanye beats, or Pharrell beats, or Timbaland beats. So it's like, all the dope ones, like, fell back. That's why we're left with this fucking pedantic, everything sounds the same, 140 BPM shit. It's not the rapper's fault.
Right.
If I'm a producer and I send you a rapper 20 beats and they're all 140 BPM, it's the rapper's fault that his song sounds like everyone else's? What's he supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? You got to start looking at the people who are making the music. The music is what this shit is built off of. You know what I'm saying? It comes down to the music. And the people who are responsible for making the music are the ones to blame for, oh, well, why did hip-hop just go over here and start sounding like this? Because the producers started making whack shit. And all the super, super dope ones aren't on the scene like that anymore, like trying to just be all over the place, respectfully, because they've been proved themselves and they're dope. So it's like now we're left with just, you know, C+. But it's like, you know, when you get, what's it called? When you deal with, it's like picking the tallest midget in the room. You know what I'm saying? In an elevator full of midgets, picking the tallest midget. It's like, yeah, you're the tallest midget, but you're still hella short. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if all the dope ones leave and all we're left with is C+ producers, after a while, that C+ producer, that C+ might be our new A. And that's the problem. The standard got lowered because of lack of dope shit. So now the standard is lowered. So what you needed to get an A on the test now is lower than what you used to have to get. That's what it is. The standard is fucked up because all the dope people left.
Right.
I'm just trying to restore the standard. I'm trying to set the bar back up.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of times people are kind of like deadlocked. They're caught in between like their expressive side, the artistic side being released, and then their label. And
you shouldn't be on a, you know what? Then you shouldn't be on a label. You played yourself because you shouldn't be on a label yet then. Because my label is dope. And they let me do whatever the fuck I want creatively. Why? Because I came in with this big fan base and these 45 songs out of my 87 on SoundCloud that had over 1 million plays. So they were not about to just tell me like, yo, you got to switch up how you're doing things in the studio. No, I don't. Y'all know me because of what the fuck I'm doing in the studio. They've never said that, and I know they wouldn't. See, now when you drop one song, right? You drop one song, and then you go get with a label, and it's time to make your album, and you're making an album on a label, they don't really like, you don't have that much leverage and room to be like, nah, trust me, I know what I'm doing. It's like, no, you got lucky once, but this is how you should do it now. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't, if you're on a label and they're telling you what shit to make, that's because you probably got with the label too early and you didn't have enough leverage, period.
What is okay, like, for that big hit? Like, a lot of times labels are looking at the radio play, the mainstream crossover song.
Yeah.
And, you know, as far as your career right now, like, you're just big on, like, SoundCloud, social media, you're touring, your fan base is huge. How does that work out for you compared to those other people that have, like, that one main, like, that first big hit,
I'm just gonna,
and now they have to, like...
I'm just going to be here forever because I have a catalog and I have a real fan base. And, like, one of my songs, like, the biggest one on SoundCloud, we took that to radio because that's the obvious shit to do. You know what I'm saying? Like, SoundCloud eliminated the guessing game. There's no more, like, I wonder what song we should take to radio. Go on my SoundCloud and pick the one that has the most plays. Take that one. Let's start there. You know what I'm saying? That's why What They Want went to number 8 on Rhythm Radio, which I'm super proud of because when you look at the top 10, it's a bunch of these heavyweight-ass artists. You know what I'm saying? But it went there off the strength of the music and off the strength of the fucking shows. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I tour. I'm a touring artist. You know what I'm saying? I'm a real headline, hard ticket touring artist. That's also that's also a massive leverage point. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people who don't believe, oh, you're just SoundCloud, you're just this internet thing. It's like, yo, just come to the show. You know what I'm saying? Because I do 2.5 hours on stage, sometimes 3. And I don't even perform What They Want until the very last song of my 35-song set. And every single song gets chanted. That's why I'm going to be here forever. Because I'll do 34 songs. I'll do 2 hours and 45 minutes before I even do my hit song. And that entire show gets chanted. You can go look at the show footage on my Instagram for every show I've done. You know what I'm saying? So that's leverage. That's why I'm going to be here. I have a catalog. You know what I'm saying? I got a career's worth of music on SoundCloud already. And my career just started.
Right. So talking about your hit, has any other artist reached out to you as far as collaborating or like even getting you to produce for them?
Kinda. Yeah, kinda.
Can't spill the beans on that?
Yeah, I mean, I would just rather just do the shit. You know what I'm saying? Just do it and drop it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, so far you've been doing this for how long? Say like
10 years.
overall. No, I mean like as far as the success.
Oh, shit just got popping like in fucking May, June. Like June,
Right.
July.
So what was it like trying to get, prior to that, trying to get media coverage?
I
and
stopped.
Compared to how it is now.
I stopped trying to get media coverage, although I used to be that kid in the basement who I'm sure anybody in the basement who's rapping right now, making beats, is thinking that submitting your songs to blogs and, yo, if I just get this one Complex post, I'm out of here. No. You know what I'm saying? None of those blogs matter. None of that shit means shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, none of those motherfuckers talk about me. I don't give a fuck. Because I started learning that, oh, my fan base is bigger than yours now, so now it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck. My fan base is bigger than Complex's post. My SoundCloud song, when I drop it, gets more likes and listens and plays than your article you post. So I don't give a fuck. Period.
Okay.
So to any independent artist, I would say do not submit your shit to blogs because it doesn't fucking matter. And you don't even want the fucking media knowing like that shit about you too early in the first place. Go get fucking popping. Go be doing all these fucking shows. Build up your real fucking fan base. Then these media people are gonna come sucking your dick, asking for fucking interviews, and then you dictate shit. That's called power and that's called leverage, and that's what this whole world is run off of.
And I was kind of shocked because I was watching like an interview that you did, and you talked about an experience that you had and that you got blocked. And I'm like, yo, but he's popping. He really doesn't have to do any interviews.
Right.
So, but you pick and choose because there was like a few interviews that you've done. So,
Right.
I mean, are you gonna get to that point where you're just gonna be like, fuck it, I'm not doing no more interviews?
Probably super soon, actually. Seriously. Yeah. Just because either that or I'm gonna do like hella interviews, but not with these fucking like, I don't know. It's like it's really a fucking day by day shit, but I just like the position that I'm in now, where it's like it's the same shit with the labels. It's like I waited till I used to be knocking on the doors of bloggers and media shit, and yo, post my shit, and they would respond to emails and be talking stupid shit about songs that now have 11 million plays, whatever, shit like that. And now it's like y'all are coming to me. Same shit with the labels. It's like now they came to me, so now I dictate. I'll let you know when I can meet you. I'll let you know when I want to respond. I'll let you know. You know what I'm saying? Like now you're moving on my time. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that's what you want in life. You want the upper hand. So yeah, it's still,
Right.
you know, if I want to do interviews, I'll do them. If I don't, I don't.
And then a lot of times it's all about the analytics when it comes to doing interviews nowadays. And when it comes to interviews, when it comes to labels looking at an artist, like you already have to be packaged.
Yeah.
But let's talk about like before me.
That's also not true though. It has nothing to do with analytics. It has everything to do with who you know. Nothing to do with analytics. There's people who get signed to labels who have 100 followers, but their dad knows him. There's people who get on XXL, not because they have millions of plays, but because they have millions of connections. So analytics don't mean shit. If they did, I would be winning fucking everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, analytics don't mean shit. Not to the media.
But what about the music? Because that's like
Yeah,
what
that's
I
what
would
it's.
argue.
You see, like, okay, so here's the thing, right? The music is what it's supposed to be about. But once again, it's
Right.
not. It's not. Because look at all this whack shit that's in the public eye. That's how you know it's not about the music. That's how you know it's not about, oh, can you sell out tours? It's not can you sell music? Because y'all don't be selling music, y'all don't be selling tickets, and y'all don't be making dope music. So there must be some other finesse facade industry bullshit going on. And there is. It's connections. It's my dad went to school with him. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, my manager goes way back with this dude. This shit is not built off of that shit, bro. This shit is built off of a bunch of fake ass industry bullshit shit.
Right.
Yeah.
You seem like you're over you're over the
Already.
industry already.
Already. It's like being tired of drinking, right? It's like being tired of drinking when you turn 21. That's what this is like. It's like, damn. Because I already saw it. Like, it doesn't take much. Like, you go do the walking around label meetings, you know what I'm saying? And you go
Right.
do the, and you go talk to different managers and you go talk to different industry people and you get like the inside scoop that is not on social media that these articles are not talking about because they don't even know it and shit. And it just leaves a bad taste in your mouth. And you're just like, man, this whole shit is whack. people will say I'm bitter because when they watch this interview, they might be like, I don't know who this is, so what the fuck are you even talking about with this whole shit? That's fine. But when you type in my name on Google, there's hella tours that show up that are sold out, and there's about 300 songs produced, mixed, master, engineer, written by me that show up. You know what I'm saying? When you type in a lot of these other artists' songs and shit, 5 songs come up. You know what I'm saying? No tours. A bunch of tours, but your tour includes like little fucking, you know, weirdo industry events where it's you and 9 other people on the bill, and that's part of your tour. It's like, that's not your show. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'm not bitter. I'm just passionately speaking about the game that I'm in. You feel me? Like,
Right.
I'm coming from a W perspective. I'm not losing. I'm winning in life. That's why you should listen to me. Because I'm winning, letting you know that, yo, this is really some whack shit going on in here. I'm letting you know what's going on in the locker room. You know what I mean? Like, period.
You're dropping gems for, you know, for people that are going through the same thing right now. So
facts. And just life shit.
Bitter, just being honest.
Just life shit. Like, you don't have to just only apply. This is not only applicable to industry and music business shit. This is applicable to life shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's about sometimes not always believing everything you see. It's about questioning shit. It's about listening to your intuition. It's about staying focused and doing you repeatedly and fucking with yourself and self-confidence and manifesting shit. That's what this is about.
Right.
Yeah.
Is there any time that you've enjoyed being in the industry?
I love that's the mindfuck. I love being in the industry. It's super fresh because I'm how do I say it? I said it in Exposed. You're an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry. I love being an artist in the industry. I just see a bunch of industry artists, you know what I'm saying, and a bunch of industry shit going on. I love being an artist in the industry. I got a platform with fans and shit. I have resources to finesse shit. I get to get on radio. I love being in this shit. Doesn't mean I'm not gonna fucking voice my opinion on a bunch of shit I see. Shit. I'm not gonna just sit here and be quiet and like scared to say some shit because people are gonna get offended too fucking bad.
Like, has your label ever tell you to tone down?
No. No.
You're like, I do whatever I want.
No, not even like, oh, fuck y'all, I do whatever I want. But they know, like, they're on the same page just as far as, like, you can say that shit because you have a real fan base. Like, you really be selling out these shows. You really post songs that instantly get millions of plays. You really have your business's logo, company logo, tattooed on people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really can be talking that shit because it's about time some real shit came through the fucking industry and wasn't scared because they didn't have these little fucking people that they were dependent on. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, like,
right.
You can't talk, like, a lot of people are scared to say real shit because they got someone backing them. And they don't want that person to pull the plug out and be like, all right, you're talking too much. I'm done backing you. I back myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I'm with Columbia, but, like, prior to that and now, like, I make my own money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got popping on my own. I did it myself. You know what I'm saying? I put myself on. So I'll say whatever I want, period. There's no blackballing me. It's the motherfucking new age. It's the internet. You can't blackball me. I have the internet. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I just had this question for you. As far as, like, say if you land on the Freshman 17 cover, or you were offered it, would you take it?
No comment. No comment.
I feel you. No, I feel you. Okay. I wanted to ask you. You said you mentioned that Drake, Kanye, and Nate Dogg would be some of the people you would want to collaborate with.
Yeah, for sure.
Why Nate Dogg? Out of all three.
Sickest hooks of all time. Sickest hooks of all time.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is there any specific one that's your favorite?
There's so many. Regulator is crazy. The one on Till I Collapse is bananas. Bitch Please Part 2 is bananas. All that shit is, everything he does is completely ridiculously epic.
What other genres besides rap do you listen to?
Really like anything. That's like the cliche answer, but like anything. Like in the house when I was growing up was, you know, mamas and papas, like shit from the 40s, from the 60s, from the 70s, Bee Gees pre-disco, Bee Gees disco, Earth, Wind and Fire, Barry White, Luther Vandross, Al Green, but then Journey, ABBA, but then like fucking Linkin Park, and then fucking John Mayer, and I was super early on Kobe Callier and fucking like Plain White Tee shit. Like I was listening to everything, anything that was dope, anything that had a dope melody, I was listening to it.
Do you find yourself incorporating that in your music now?
Not consciously. I think subconsciously it all comes out. Yeah.
Cool. So you were fortunate enough to meet Rick Reuben.
He's like Yoda. That's what I would say. I'm pretty sure he doesn't even touch the ground when he walks. He just levitates. Super epic, like amazing energy, like coolest person alive. Super cool.
Like, what was that meeting like? That's something like on everyone's list.
Yeah, and
life.
it happened.
It should be.
It happened like early. Not early, but like it happened before shit was like popping. So it was just like, it was super cool that he was even down to just like welcome me into that whole environment. It was like, it says a lot about him. You know what I'm saying? So it was dope.
How are your parents looking at your success now?
It's funny, my dad is always like, are you pinching yourself yet? You know what I mean? Because it's like, it's everything I knew it was going to be. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's kind of still like a tornado where it's like, if success is the tornado, right? And you know it's coming. Like they give you tornado warnings on TV and shit, and you're like, all right, I know a tornado is coming. You know what I'm saying? And then it comes and it hits, and like you go outside and you look at all the damage, and you're still just like, holy shit, it really hit. You know what I'm saying? That's what this is like. It's like I knew all this was coming, but like I'm still looking around at all the fucking like results, I guess, of this shit, and all the little like perks of it, and I'm just like, God damn, this shit really happened. You know what I mean? So it's super dope. My whole family is super proud and super happy, and life is better.
So I see your watch. So what was the first thing you did with your big check?
I sent a shit ton of money to my family.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah.
What did they do with it?
Live. Yeah.
That's what's up. You didn't treat yourself?
Yeah, I've treated myself, but like, yeah, for sure. Definitely have treated myself. Yeah.
All right. And last question, what's next for you?
What's next is the continuation of me actualizing all the ideas and dreams in my head. So I'm gonna keep getting these songs on the radio and shit. I'm gonna keep selling out tours. I'm gonna keep making music, putting out dope shit, putting out real shit, saying whatever the fuck I want to say, saying the truth, living my truth, believing in myself, you know what I'm saying, and doing dope shit, doing me repeatedly.